Almost everywhere on Earth, one word means the same thing. Jeep. Say it in Tokyo, say it in Berlin, say it on a dirt road with no name, and people know exactly what you're talking about. But ask the next question and almost everyone freezes. Why is it actually called Jeep? Ask 10 people and they'll confidently give you the same answer. A military nickname supposedly created when soldiers started slurring a code name. It's one of those stories that sounds so believable, it became history. Textbooks repeat it. Documentaries repeat it. Even veterans have repeated versions of it. There's just one problem. It almost certainly isn't the real story. Because the name Jeep is tangled up with a bankrupt car company, a mysterious factory code, a magical comic book creature, and one reporter who asked a question on the steps of the US Capitol that helped change everything. And once you see how those pieces fit together, you'll realize the name Jeep didn't come from one moment at all. It was born from a bizarre chain of events that nobody could have planned. The impossible deadline. 1940 Europe is burning. The US Army has a problem. Horses can't keep up with modern warfare. Motorcycles can't handle mud. The army needs something new, light, fast, four-wheel drive, able to go anywhere. They send a request to 135 manufacturers. The deadline, 49 days. For a vehicle that doesn't exist yet. 134 companies call it impossible. One doesn't. American Bantam, a company so broke it barely had a factory, takes the bet. Engineers work around the clock, scavenging parts through the night. They deliver on time. It works. But there's a problem nobody expected. DH company too small to win. Bantam built the vehicle. Bantam just couldn't build enough of them. So the army hands Bantam's own blueprints to two bigger rivals, Ford and Willys-Overland. By 1941, 3 nearly identical trucks roll off 3 lines. Soldiers love them instantly. Bouncy, rugged, impossible to get stuck. Officially though, none of them are called Jeep yet. They're Bantam reconnaissance cars. Blitz buggies. Dull names for a vehicle that's anything but. So where did the real name come from? The myth everyone believes? Here's the story your grandfather told you. GP, general purpose, soldiers slurred it, GP, Jeep, and it stuck. Clean, logical, satisfying, completely wrong. That GP code only existed inside Ford. And in Ford's own 1940 system, G meant government contract, but P never meant purpose. It meant an 80-inch wheelbase. Worse, the version that actually became the standard design wasn't even a Ford, it was the Willys MB. No GP anywhere in its name. If soldiers were already calling the Willys truck a Jeep before that Ford code even applied, the whole theory collapses. The real answer isn't hiding in a spec sheet, it's hiding in the newspaper comics. The magical dog from the 4th dimension. 1936 Popeye is the biggest comic strip in America. Creator E.C. Segar introduces a strange new character, a small magical creature from another dimension named Eugene the Jeep. Eugene could vanish, reappear anywhere, solve impossible problems. The only sound he ever made was Jeep, Jeep. He becomes a sensation. Within months, Jeep is slang for anything strange, unstoppable, almost magical. Now picture a soldier in 1941 watching this tiny truck climb terrain nothing else could touch, solving problems no other vehicle could solve. They didn't need a manual, they needed one word. Jeep. The moment, it became permanent. A nickname is fragile. It can vanish in a season. This one didn't, because of 11 seconds on a set of stone stairs. February 1941, Washington, D.C. test driver Irving Red Houseman is demonstrating the vehicle for politicians and press outside the Capitol. To prove a point, he drives it straight up the Capitol steps. A reporter named Catherine Hillier runs over, stunned, and asks the only question that matters. What is this thing? Houseman doesn't say Willys MB, he doesn't say quarter-ton truck. He grins and says one word. It's a Jeep. The next morning, that photo runs in the Washington Daily News, captioned with that exact word. Printed, public, permanent. The name that outlived the war. By 1950, Willys-Overland trademarks the name outright. What started as slang for a comic strip creature is now a legal global brand. So next time someone tells you it stands for general purpose, you'll know the truth is stranger and better. A bankrupt company's blueprint. A Ford code that meant something else entirely. A magical cartoon dog nobody remembers. And one perfectly timed answer on a Capitol staircase. That's not a military acronym. That's how legends actually get named.